Hello, hockey fans of all ages, shapes, and sizes. I'm just beside a cattle car here. I don't know if you've ever been beside one at a rest stop. They're banging around in there. Anyways, I haven't done this for a while, and I just wanted to say that playoffs are coming, and I've been critical of Sheldon Keefe in the past. I think he's coaching his lights out these days. I'm so happy they brought Revo back, even though I hated him as a player, obviously when he was on the Golden Knights against my Sharks. But the main message I got today for the playoffs is never lose at home. So I'm hoping the Leafs got a couple games in hand against the Panthers, I think 2, and then maybe 1 against the Bruins, 1 extra. So they've got some critical matchups here, and I wanted to cheer so badly for the Devils this year, but they just find ways to lose, and I don't know what's going on in that locker room. They've got so much talent, like Timo Meier and, you know, of course, Jack Hughes with his comment this year. I don't know, maybe their locker room's a little bit weird. It's just like, hey, people come to watch me, and that might go down to bite them this year. I think modesty is a pretty big commodity. Anyways, yeah, so with the playoffs, home ice advantage, don't lose any games at home. And that's my rule. So I have personal experience playing against a team one time, and I think it was New Liskard maybe, or somebody like that. It was after we won almost everything in AA, but the parents got divorced. A bunch of the guys went to AAA. Not even to say that I could have made it, but I went to single A, and it was a major minor split. And I just remember we had home ice advantage, and we lost both games at home. And that had never happened to me in my entire competitive career before, like ever. And I want to say we went to their home barn and just got smoked out of there. So I think that if you earn home ice advantage, it's so important, and you got to win those games at home. So yeah, here's to the Leafs having a greatly coached year. I love what Keefe's doing. He's, you know, bringing guys in and out of the lineup. I hope Greggy's in there for Noah Gregor for game 1. I'd love to see that. He's out there banging bodies, a speed demon. He's a pace-setting kind of guy. I think he's very underrated or underestimated as a player. And I thought he had huge upside in the Sharks, and I'm glad to see him on my other favorite team, the Leafs. But yeah, I think guys like Revo, Gregor, you know, Kampf, etc., like Robertson, seems to be he might have that big game in him. Yeah, just win those games at home. You got to do it, is my main message. So the last thing too, I've been working on my news media for around hockey, and that's going to go to benchminer.com. So it's going to be kind of like memes and funny stuff and fighting and coaches losing their mind like good old torts. Stuff like that I'm going to comment on, and hopefully get a bunch of pretty cool guest writers to write some columns and articles, etc. That'll be kind of fun. I'm going to make Absolute Wagon be a site for retired pros and all the, you know, best of, like, most goals in history, most goals per season, that kind of stuff, like all the old retro stuff of like best ofs. Kind of like I loved watching Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em when I was a kid, and he would always do like the best fights and all that kind of stuff. So just for my web properties, all the fights and stuff is going to go to benchminer.com. All the old retro stuff and any kind of interviews or, you know, what is this player doing in retirement, kind of thing. That's going to go to Absolute Wagon. And then I've already moved a lot of my stats and stuff off of semcast.com to www.bigselly.com. So BIGCELLY.com is going to be all the upcoming stuff. So like current stats, kind of like scores and points per game and all that kind of stuff of like the current season or maybe the last season, and all like up and coming prospects and the draft and all that kind of stuff will land in Big Selly. So that's how I think I'm gonna organize my databases is Big Selly is like juniors, OHL, WHL, etc. Shout out to Quentin Musty with a crazy good year this year. Ended up 4th in scoring. If you've watched other vlogs, he was high on my list. I'm surprised the Sharks got him at 26. That was an absolute steal of the century. Because I thought they would have to trade up to get him, in order to get him like around 15 to 20 range, maybe, or even like in that 10 to 20 range. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the Pittsburgh Penguins do this year. And I want to say that a lot of my takes were good as far as like the Sharks beating Woodcroft and he would get fired. I got that one right. I couldn't have been more wrong on the Pittsburgh one, saying they'll be higher than the Hurricanes, but I do want to say they're +1 goal differential right now, and I think they have the best chance to surprise and make the playoffs. Sid's playing the lights out as he always does. I still remember, Jumbo will probably laugh at this, but I remember watching one of the award shows when his wife's like, Joe used to win everything until Sid joined the league, and Jumbo's like, what? Looking at his wife. Pretty funny, candid moment there. You can't deny Sid's one of the greatest. Good Canadian boy from the East Coast. So I actually had the pain of, not really the pain, it was I watched after he won the Stanley Cup, and thankfully you'll be happy about this, Jumbo. It wasn't the year that the Sharks went and lost to them. It was another year that I think it was like the 3rd time they won the cup. The guy's a legend. Anyway, so Pittsburgh's kind of my surprise pick for making the playoffs. I want to say I love you, Sean Avery, but your Rangers are fugazis. I don't know. The President's Trophy's a curse. The Sharks beat them twice this year. They beat them at home 3-2. And they had a crazy comeback and surprised, and then they lost in overtime. So anyways, I don't know what's up with the Rangers. And the Devils too. I'm secretly cheering for them because I think it's going to be a 2nd round pick for the Sharks instead of a 1st round if they would have made the conference final. I thought, honestly, if they pulled it together, and they've got 2 decent goalies now. They got our guy Capo Kakinen, who's having a great year in San Jose. Best of luck to him. He's a good cook and chef and that kind of very, very smart, intuitive guy, good personality. So hopefully, I guess for the sake of the Devils, and they can turn it around next year. Still a fan of Timo Meier, etc. Timo time. He had those legendary 5 goals against LA. So we'll see what happens here. And I still am going with the Leafs for the Cup. I've been on it all year, and hopefully they can bag a couple more wins here and get some more home ice advantage, potentially moving ahead of Florida or Boston towards the end of the year. Unlikely, but hey, could be cool, right? Especially if it's against Florida and they got home ice advantage and they dust them for the first 2 games of the series. So it would be awesome. And yeah, no more we want Florida. No more we want anybody. We want the Rangers anything. I know I'm doubting the Rangers, but they've obviously won a lot of games this year. So never count any team out and win those first 2 games. Peace.